Welcome to the Lantern's Tale. Tonight's story is true, every word drawn from real events. Listen closely. As we journey to the cursed shores of Poveglia Island, Italy. Just a few miles from the glittering canals of Venice lies a small, forgotten island, Poveglia. To the casual eye, it's just a patch of crumbling buildings and overgrown trees. But for centuries, locals have whispered that Poveglia is a place where the living should never linger. The story of Poveglia begins in the shadows of medieval Europe. In the 14th century, as the Black Death swept across Italy, Venice was desperate to stop the spread. They turned Poveglia into a quarantine zone, a final destination for the sick and the dying. Barges carried plague victims to the island, where they were left to wait out their last days in agony. Some were still alive when they were burned in the mass graves that scarred the island's soil. By the 1600s, Poveglia was a place of horror. Locals spoke of ghostly figures drifting through the fog, moaning wraiths of plague victims who never found peace. The air itself seemed to carry the weight of the island's suffering. Centuries later, the island's dark history only deepened. In the early 20th century, a psychiatric hospital was built on Poveglia. Patients spoke of seeing shadows in the halls, hearing cries from the plague pits below. The doctor in charge was said to be a cruel man, rumored to have performed experiments on the patients. Legend says he was driven mad by the spirits of the island, and in a final act of despair, he threw himself from the bell tower, his body broken on the stones below. Since then, Poveglia has been abandoned, left to the ghosts that haunt its shores. Fishermen refuse to cast their nets near the island, fearing they might dredge up the bones of the plague dead. Tourists, lured by tales of the island's horrors, slip through the gates in the dead of night. Some return with stories of cold hands brushing against their skin, or whispers echoing through the empty wards. Those who've dared to explore the hospital ruins speak of a suffocating silence, broken only by the clang of the wind through shattered windows. The air grows heavy in the old wards. Some say you can still hear the rattling breath of the dying, or the mad laughter of the doctor who tormented them. At the island's heart stands the bell tower, its bricks weathered and broken. Locals say the tower tolls at night, though no bell has rung in decades. Some believe it's the spirits of the dead calling out to the living, reminding them that Poveglia is a place of endless mourning. Today, Poveglia is closed to the public, sealed by the government, but not by the restless dead. Those who visit illegally leave offerings at the water's edge, coins, candles, or whispered prayers. But the island never forgets. It is a place where the past and present merge, a patch of earth where the line between the living and the dead has grown thin. Thank you for listening to The Lantern's Tale. If you enjoyed this true story, join us next time, if you dare.